In today's video, we're gonna find out which snake bit Tara, why, and how you can avoid it by following 5 basic tips for handling snakes.
I got bit.
All right, I'm gonna pass the snake to Tara and let her share the first tip.
Know your noodle. Know your noodle.
What's that mean?
Know your noodle. Don't pick up a snake you don't know.
Exactly. Before you pick up and handle a snake, know something about it. Talk to the breeder, talk to the owner, do your own research. Whether you're at a reptile expo, a pet store, your friend's house, don't just reach in blind and grab a snake that you know nothing about. That's not good for you or for the snake. And certain snakes have different handling requirements and different body language. So don't be dumb.
Know your noodle.
Know your noodle. Now we have 2 snakes out and we're ready for tip number 2.
Wash your hands.
Why do I have Snake Ed out for this one?
Cause she bit me.
And why did she bite you?
Cause I had chicken on my fingers after feeding the dog.
That's right. Wash your hands. If you're handling something like Tara was, chicken in this case, your hands might smell like food and then the snake could mistake your hand for food and bite it. Thankfully, this little noodle is like tiny and didn't even leave a mark. Tara didn't even feel it when it actually bit her. But that could be a lot worse if it was a bigger snake. Plus, it's stressful for you and the snake to bite something that isn't food. And there's other benefits to this too. You could be passing germs between snakes. So always disinfect, wash your hands before you pick up your snake.
No dirty snake hands.
Now we have Ambrosia, our Brazilian rainbow boa, out for tip number 3.
Come from below.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, don't pick her up from the top because she'll think that you're a predator.
That's exactly right. When you're going into the enclosure to get a snake out, now that you know something about your snake, your hands are clean, free from smells, you're gonna come, instead of coming from above, because that's the way a predator would come in the wild, a bird or whatever, something bigger than the snake, you come from below it because nothing really comes from below a snake that's a predator.
That's how they get you. They're under the ground.
Come from below. Less likely for them to get stressed out and strike at you defensively if they don't think you're a predator. And this also applies like while you're handling. If I'm handling her, I'm not gonna generally come with my hand above her head. I'm gonna come with it from below her and let her keep moving and choosing her path on me. Tip number 4.
Support your snake. They're the boss.
You don't really want to pick them up or make a jerky movement. You want to let them go where they want to go and you support them in keeping them safe, like not letting them go somewhere dangerous by coming from underneath them and then supporting their body weight, because even though they seem quite agile, you have to be careful of their spines.
I mean, the bigger ones, obviously, you have to support even more, but I do feel like you're supporting where they're going. The thing I've learned from you the most is like, they're the bosses for sure.
Even though they are essentially a big noodle, they can still get injuries to the spine, and you want to do everything you can to prevent that and make sure that the handling experience is awesome for them as it is for us. We've had 4. Do you remember what they are?
Know your noodle. Come from below. Oh, sanitize your hands. Come from below. Support your snake.
Yes. Do you know what number 5 is?
Don't eat it.
Yes, don't eat your snake. Very important. Basic handling principle, do not eat your snake. No, see, I just stopped myself from eating my snake. The 5th thing that we want to talk about is when not to hold your snake. Don't hold them immediately after they eat. If you handle them immediately after when they're trying to digest, it makes it a lot more likely that they're going to regurgitate, which is when they essentially throw up their food that they just ate, which is, you can imagine, it's not fun for a person, and it's definitely not fun for a snake who's, you know, might have to throw it up like half the length of its body. I always give my snakes 24 to 36 hours minimum before I handle them after they've eaten. And it depends on the snake and the meal, so know your noodle before you do anything. So when is the other time you shouldn't handle them?
When they're in shed.
Yes, when they're in shed. Some people handle their ball pythons when they're in shed, or their snakes when they're in shed. But in general, I would say it's best if you don't handle your snake when they're in shed. Their vision isn't as good, they're more stressed out, their body's going through a bunch of changes. If you can make it easier for them by just not holding them for a little bit, not handling them, way better. When your hand comes into their enclosure and they can't see as well, and it just looks like a big predator coming after them, they're gonna be more likely to strike and more stressed because of it. So if you can, just be patient and wait for your snake to finish shedding, finish eating, all those good things.
Finish dancing.
See, this is our time to dance.
And that's it for today's video. Did you learn anything?
Know your noodle!
Have a great one. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next vid. Peace. I'm gonna carry this one back. Go.
You gotta know your noodle. I think I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt. First I was pretty afraid of this guy.
Yeah.
Because he looks so intimidating and he's much bigger than the other snakes. We haven't had him since he was a baby. But I've never seen him be anything but chill, unlike, you know, snakehead.